Hey guys, Parfax here. Today we're bringing you another New World video. Now this one's going to be slightly different. It's just going to be us sitting here talking. It's going to be a pretty short video. I actually wasn't going to put a video out, but there's been a lot of information released. There's been a lot of comments, and I just want to kind of address a few things. So first, if you didn't know, there is a ton of information out there about leaks of everything from weapons to zones to expeditions to PvP arenas. And most of the stuff we actually knew was coming. Now, a lot of people are like, oh, look at this, new weapon, new zones, blah, 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 blah. Well, here's the actual thing. They have said they're working on new zones, new expeditions, new weapons. We saw new weapons a while ago. There's weapons that were in the game in the alpha that people don't even know about unless you're actually in the alpha that aren't in the game anymore. So we knew that they were coming, but we still don't know when. A lot of people believe that because they see these data mined leaks, that means they're actually coming for launch. Well, let's talk about how that makes absolutely no sense. First, we know the game has a ton of bugs and exploits they need to fix. They have everything from the board. There was a way for you to essentially continuously turn in the same quest over and over again. There were duping bugs. There were, we have weapon bugs like the Great Axe, which isn't the biggest thing, but still something we want to fix. And there's actually quite a few other exploits that are still in the game that the game really needs to get fixed. Now, I know everybody's seen these data mine, but these things have been in the game for a while. Data mining just means they've put implementations. I can't talk, boys. They've put things in the game that allow you to go there, but games have been doing this forever. For instance, for Elder Scrolls Online, a game that I played a ton, we knew the Warden was coming many months before the Warden actually came because they data mined it. So just because you data mine something doesn't mean it's coming sooner. Now let's talk about why it doesn't make any sense for them to postpone launch for this, because a lot of this stuff is endgame stuff. Now, if they put in, my thing would be, if they're looking to put in expeditions like at level 30, then 40, and stuff like that in those periods of time where there's nothing, then yeah, maybe they could be delaying it for that. But the problem is, like the end game and these next zones, there is absolutely no reason. It would be absolutely mind-boggling if they would actually do that, and here's why. Because if they get the board actually to a place where you're not leveling instantly, it is going to take 350 hours to get to level 60. We have tested it on the server. Unless they're upping experience of mobs and stuff like that, it's going to take a significant period of time. It's going to take the average player at least a month to get to level 60. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because we're talking about a lot of end game content. In the beta, we wouldn't have been able to give feedback for end game content because out of the 1 million players that actually signed up, maybe 0.25% of players actually got to end game, and most of them had already played the alpha and already provided their feedback. So when you're adding these things up, it makes absolutely no sense for especially the zones and the expeditions to come out, because they're going to have a month at minimum to get these zones out there, because the neckbeard, people, they might be able to get to level 60 2.5 weeks, right? Maybe a little bit sooner if we can find something that's like super fast, but for the most part, it's going to be a month before the average, I don't want to say the average player, because you're still going to play a ton of hours to get there in a month. But for most players to get to 60, it's going to take a month. And once you get to endgame, there actually is endgame content there already. Sorry, my dog was like doing something there, and I was like, what the hell is she doing? But it's going to take time for people to do that content, get to the point where that content gets stale, and then be looking for the next content. So we're not going to see a new zone. I mean, don't get me wrong. I hope we go launch here in 2 months and we have 4 new weapons, we have 3 new zones, 5 new expeditions, 3 more versions of PvP. Trust me, I hope it's, I would tell you what, we'll do this. If I'm wrong, and they bring out a new zone, new expeditions, and how about we'll do this: 2 expeditions, a new zone, and 2 new weapons, I will do an extra giveaway. I will do a base copy game giveaway on top of what I was already planning to do. So how about that? I'll make that deal with you, because trust me, I would be very glad to be wrong. But I'm pretty sure I'm right in this one, because it makes no sense. We weren't at the end game. Oh, nobody was at the end game. I say nobody, I mean such a small percentage of the actual population. Because remember, there was 1 million people who actually did the beta. There was 250 concurrent players on at one point. And there were barely any 60s. You're like, oh, Parfax, my server, there was a bunch of them. Well, yeah, a bunch. We're talking 1 million players. And even if every level 60 did every bit of level 60 content and did it to where they got bored of it, they had all their top gear, which we know they didn't. They had everything. They'd done every bit of the endgame content. They wouldn't have put out, like, even if everybody put out things saying, hey, look, we need more endgame content, which you haven't really heard of much, it wouldn't be enough feedback for them to say, hey, we need to delay for this. Now, could they put the gauntlet in? There's an arcane gauntlet that we have the skills for already. Yeah, sure. They might. But they haven't even tested it yet. They've tested all these weapons on a test server many months before putting it out. Like, the rapier, was it the rapier? The ice gauntlet was the last one to actually get on the live server, or on the test server before this launched. And I believe the gauntlet came out. I remember when it came out, I played with it. It was a couple months ago. It was at least a month and a half ago, a month before launch, or before this beta. So they've got to test it. And with the amount of bugs that were already in the game that they found, what reason would they have to add this extra content? I had somebody post in a video, this video aged well real quick, ha ha ha. No. They're literally just doing what I said they were going to do, which is balance and fix the fucking bugs. Like, that's all they're doing right now. And would I be happy if I'm wrong? Oh, I will be fucking thrilled. If it comes out, it's great. We got new expeditions. We got new PvP arenas. PvP arenas could possibly get in there. They kind of do need those. I would be glad. I mean, you guys know me. For those of you that actually pay attention to my content, I hope for extra arenas. But, you know, I hope for more PvP, realistically. I did tell somebody that it does take away from the open world PvP. But let's be honest. I can kind of admit I'm a little bit wrong in that sense, just because people stop PvPing, so it's quite unfortunate, but people just go to their own zones and people don't flag as much. Hopefully that's going to change a little bit, but I hope they do it correctly. But that's the video. We have about, I don't know, we've a little over 8 minutes here, and I wasn't even going to make a video today. I was going to take a little bit of a break, but there's been a lot of comments, a lot of information, and I just wanted to get this video out there so you guys can temper your expectations. Because if you're thinking you're getting all this, you're not going to. I would bet everything that I have that we're not getting, what is it, 6 new expeditions, 4 new weapons, at least 1 new zone, 2 versions of PvP. We're not getting all that. There is 0 chance we're actually getting all that. I will be glad. You know what? We'll do this. If they come out with all that, I'll put an extra giveaway. We'll do an extra giveaway. We'll do another base copy of the game. So 1 base copy of the game. If they do what I say, I'll rewind it and look what I said. It was like, what, a weapon, 2 expeditions, and a zone, or something like that. I'll go back and look exactly what I said, but we'll do an extra giveaway. And then if they put out everything, I'll do 2 giveaways, 2 extra giveaways. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You know the drill. All right, see you next time.